Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw with. Welcome back to another with story. This is This is what if Izuku Midoriya had a twin sister part 3. Now, speaking of ships, you guys to pick, the ship, the two Midoriya twins who you want to ship with. Anyone from UA, so give you free reign on that. For Izzy, you could either pick, male or female. I really don't care. I'll make a story out of that too. It's no big deal to me. So we're gonna start off our story after their birthday and all that stuff, and Midoriya is working out in the backyard, trying to improve on himself because he's still quirkless. As Izzy's looking at her, and he's throwing she throws weighty clothes at him, weighty gear. And sorry, something popped on my phone. As he's like, sister, what's this? Put that on. We're going training. I mean, we're going to go. I'm going to increase your training. So they spend. This is still the second year, so they spend the majority of the second year after school training Izuku in hand-to-hand combat and working on strategies to get his body suited for trying to enter the UA exams. She's teaching him, he's pretty smart, so she doesn't really need to teach him schoolwork. But they're training as Izuku's struggling as not Kennedy, sorry, I keep saying that. Izzy kicks Midoriya in the face. As Midoriya is like coughing up. He gets up. He's like, again, brother. As he's like, sister, aren't you going a little rough? Yes, I am going pretty rough because I'm going to tell the truth, brother. You don't have a quirk at the moment. You don't have a quirk, so you're going to have to train even harder than people with a quirk. With this, society as it is, yeah, quirkless is allowed. People without quirks are allowed to go into UA, but they look down upon people without a quirk. So I'm just making sure you're well prepared to go into the entrance exam. As Izuku's like, about that, are you sure you're not going to are you going to apply to the well? It's like, I really don't care about heroes, really. Please, sister, it would. Because he wants her to go to UA because he sees that he doesn't want to have her waste her potential. As he's like, brother, fine, I'll apply. Very well, I'll apply if that means that much to you. So they begin their training. They continue doing that. As Inko knows that they're gone like a lot of the time. As they see them training in the backyard. It's a decent backyard. They have a house, so they're not living in an apartment. So so she's watching, her daughter, a little being rough with Izuku, but she understands because he has a dream he wants to achieve, but it's really hard for not having a quirk. So she's getting him in the fitting shape. So she hands her brother a towel. It's like, all right, that's enough for today. As she's making sure she didn't hurt him too bad. So he's a little bruised now and there. It was like, all right, I want you to keep the weight and gear on for your everyday activities, and hopefully you'll see improvement. So we're gonna skip to the beginning of the anime. Yeah, we're gonna skip there. As the teachers walks in with a group of papers, like the whole speech about, I know what you want to do. You all want to be heroes. As you all want to be the hero course. As he throws the papers out of just throws the papers. As you know, Izzy is catches all of them with her telekinesis as she sets them gently on the table. And she's like, seriously, teacher, sensei, you need to stop throwing papers around. As you know, he's laughing. Yeah. Okay, Izzy, thank you for that. It's like, yeah, speaking of the hero track, we got 3 students apply to UA. And Baku's like, what? Who dare? As Izzy looks at him and he sits back down. Because, after that beating he got, he's not going to do anything too major. So it's like, yeah, we have Bakukovsky, Izuku Midoriya, as everyone laughs. As, a couple of students get their head slammed into the desk. As, Izzy smiling. As, they're looking at her. They're a little scared and pissed off. And we have Izzy Midoriya. That's actually quite a surprise. You've never shown any interest in being a hero, but your grades are perfect, and your quirk's quite powerful. I think you'd be a really good hero. And Izzy's like, yeah, whatever. As Bakugo's like, you better not go to UA, nerd. You don't belong there. It's only you only get hurt. As he shoulder checks Midoriya. No, he's fit, so he's doesn't fall over, and he doesn't burn his book because Big Sister's there, so that's not going to happen. So they're like, they go off, and Izuku and Izzy are they go their separate ways, as we're gonna focus on Izuku right now. So as he goes through a shortcut to get home, and Izzy, going to do her thing. Maybe study some more, No, she has to go to she has to go to the dojo because she has some classes to take on, getting her black belt in Kwaikwando. I guess they have belts. I'm not totally sure. I know karate gets belts, but I don't know how they rank kung fu. So let's just say she's getting her last belt, like the 4th-degree black belt or something like that. So let's continue. As Izuku's, walking, and he doesn't notice the manhole that's open, as he sees a sludge thing, like a sludge, start grabbing onto him, and Izuku jumps out of the way. He gets out of it. He's like, what the hell? And he's like, I didn't know that freak was here. Hey kid, give me your body. As Izuku hits him with his book bag in the eye. No, he punches the soldier in the eye. He's like, goddamn kid, stop struggling. This is nothing personal. Stupid All Might, making my life miserable. As he begins to slowly, go over to Izuku. Izuku's like coughing up just coughing up because of the lack of air. As he's trying to get into Izuku's body. As All Might's like, does a smash. He's like, don't fear, I am here. As he's like, does a smash, as the sludge goes everywhere. As All Might makes sure the young boy is alright. He's like, young man, are you alright? He's like, yeah, it's All Might. He's like, thank you for saving me, All Might. I'm like your biggest fan. Can you sign my book? As he does that, and All Might's like, his time limit's not like totally up yet, so he has a couple minutes. So he's like, yes, young man. He's like, I probably should hurry up. My time limit's about to hit. Oh well. As he signs, he's like, I gotta get this. Do you have a bottle? He's like, yeah, here, All Might. He dumps it out, and he's like, thank you, young man. And what's your name? I'm Izuku Midoriya. He's like, it's very nice to meet you. There, can you help me, young man? As he's picking up this, helping All Might. He's like, so young man, what is your quirk? And he's like, I'm sorry, sir, I don't have a quirk. He's like, that's very surprising. Your body's well fit for someone that doesn't have a quirk. But thank you for help me collect this villain. I must leave. As he jumps off. Izuku doesn't grab on his leg like an idiot. As, Kennedy, is walking towards the area. Yeah, she's walking to the area where there's a big crowd as Izuku hears explosions. As, all the heroes like, we don't have the right quirk for this. We need to wait for, a hero that has the appropriate quirk for the situation. And Izuku, eyes widen as he's like, what's going on? As he sees Bakugo, he's like, Kachan! As, he rushes past the heroes. And, Izzy sees this skeleton person with blonde hair. And she's watching this goes on. So she just wants to see how well he does. She'll interfere if anything, if anything goes like too wrong. So, as the hero's like, where you going, kid? You're going to get killed. Get back here. As that happens, as he sees Bakugo, struggling for air, as he takes his book bag and slams the book bag into the eye of the villain. He's like, oh goddamn kid, you again. As he's trying to, reach for Bakugo, he's like, what are you doing, nerd? Get out of here, Deku. You're gonna die. Save yourself. Don't worry about me. As he's throwing explosions, and Izuku's like, aim for his eye. Because he has, I think he has two eyes. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, I think he has two eyes. Aim for his eye. As Bakugo does that. As they barely, Bakugo is like halfway through, and he's trying to get the explosions, and All Might's like, she sees, Skull Might, and she's looking at him. That guy's weird. And she's like, I don't have my time limit. I need to rescue those young men. As this act of heroism from Midoriya, sparks up in All Might, so he goes past beyond his limits. As she sees All Might go into like a alleyway. As she sees him buff up, she's like, All Might? Interesting. Like, she's confused. As like, don't fear, I am here. As All Might goes for a Detroit smash. As the sludge villain goes everywhere, and they capture the sludge villain. All the press are going to All Might. All Might, All Might. Thank you for saving. You saved that young man. And you're like, they're praising All Might. They're praising Bakugo about his quirk. They're scolding Deku because he went into dangerous situations, and Deku's like getting scolded. And Kennedy walks over to them. He's like, I don't think so. How can you scold someone that doing your job apparently you can't do, and you call yourself heroes? The only real hero over here is apparently All Might. Bunch of losers. And it's like, how dare you talk to a hero? You might have the title, but you're no hero. Come on, brother, let's go. As they're walking off, and Bakugo is like, wait. As I'm giving Bakugo. I don't know if I should do this, but I don't know if someone will like this or not. But let's just say the beating Easy gave him and his mother. He's still Bakugo, arrogant asshole, but he's a little bit nicer to Izuku. A little bit. And, he thanks Izuku. He's like, I hate to say this, but thank you for saving me, Izuku. That kind of hurt his pride because he used to call him Deku. So, not Kennedy, I keep saying that. Izzy looks at Bakugo as they supposedly look. He's like, what? I'm being nice. Whatever. As, he storms off. And, Izuku's like, see, Bakugo's not that bad. And, Izzy's like, not that bad. I had to beat that into him, but I guess you could be right. Maybe he's changed a little bit. And, they see the the skeleton might, like, young man, young man, young lady, I would like to word with you. So, he's like, who are you? And you're like, I like to. They're in the alley. He's like, he buffs up. He looks around, and and they're like, you're not like easy. It's like you're not All Might. No, he's already in buff form, and he buffed down to. He actually ran out of time when he's talking to him, and he's buffed down. He's like, you're not All Might, and he's like, no, 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 I am All Might, and he Izzy saw that, and he's like, brother, calm down. It is All Might. I saw his little transformation in the alleyway, and All Might's like, what? What do you mean? And it's like, not here. Come on. As they go to a secluded area, and All Might shows the scar on his on his side of his ribs, I guess, in the stomach area. He's like, I was very impressed with your fortitude, young man. You have a heart of a hero. And he's like, I would like to discuss something with you, but not here. Can you two meet me at Digby Beach? Considering how Izzy kind of knows his secret, so he's gonna explain it to the two. As Izzy goes like, yes, of course, All Might. It's like he's geeking out, and Izzy's like, my apologies, All Might, my knucklehead, my little fanboy of a brother gets a little excited when anything happened, like anything that evolves around you, sir. and All Might's like, oh, it's quite all right, young lady. I hope to see you at Dega Beaches as well. You did, you're a little harsh on those heroes, but what you said wasn't not totally false. It's like, yeah, very well. I'll make sure my little brother is He's like, little brother. He's like, you're the oldest. I'm like, yeah, we're not identical twins, but we're twins nonetheless. I was born a couple minutes before him, and he's just like, yeah, you never, you always like, sorry, you always remind me, and of course, as she sucks him in the arm. It's like, all right, young siblings, all right. It's like, it's nice to see a healthy sibling relationship. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at Digby Beach. As he goes off. He's in Skull Mite form, and the next day he's all excited, and they see Skull Mite in his Skull Mite form. It's like, oh, there you are, the Midoriya twins. Because Izuku told him his name, so he knows that. So yeah, I like to see where the young man's at. As he's quite buff. Not really. He's not like buff as like he's fit, like kind of like a martial artist. So he's not like bulky like he is in canon. But he's like, huh. He would be with he's thinking in his head with his personality set and his body. He's a very good candidate, I think. But what about the sister? He's thinking of both of them, good candidates. Besides her cynical personality, and he's like, Izzy, was it? Yes, All Might. What exactly is your quirk? And he's like, oh, I have my mother's quirk. Mine's a lot more advanced. As Izzy's like, more advanced? Are you kidding me? You make mother's quirk look like a freaking parlor trick. As he's like laughing a little bit. Okay, that's enough. Shining my ego. It's like, I would like to see in action. Can you show me, young lady? And she, they see like a car, and he's like, can you do something with the trash can over there? It's like, no, I could do something better. As she lets her hands out, lifts up the car with her telekinesis. As she crushes it, she compacts it into a ball. As it drops. As that took a little bit out of her. She's like, that's a little bit blood. It's like, huh? Guess that's my limit. That's interesting. As she's breathing heavy, he's like, very impressive, young lady. Very impressive. Very strong. You've gone quite decent control of your quirk. He's like, yeah, All Might, haven't really trained it that much. I just kind of know how to use it. I guess I gotta work on that if I'm going to UA, apparently. As he's like, you're going to UA? He's like, yeah, my brother wanted me to apply because he was applying, so can't have my little brother, go to a dangerous spot like UA without having a, All Might knows he's quirky. She's like, yeah, speaking of that, I like to pick one of you as my successors. Like, one of my successors. As they're like, Easy's like, what do you mean, All Might? You see, young lady, I'm able to pass, my quirk down to someone if I choose. And, Deku's like, that's not possible. Quirks don't work that way, Mr. All Might. And he's like, he's laughing. He's like, oh, you, so young, so naive. He's like, most quirks can't, but mine can. As he explains that his quirk was passed. He got it from Nana Shimura, my teacher. I was born quirkless as well, young man, and my teacher took a liking to me, and she, passed on my quirk to me. I would like to do the same to one of you. You are both good candidates. Izzy, your quirk is very advanced for what it is. And she's like, what type, so you said your mother has a similar quirk? He's like, yeah, I'm the fourth generation. I think fourth's or fifth. Let's just say they're fourth. She's fourth. Her mother's fourth. She's like, remarkable. Usually that would make you the fifth generation, and usually the quirk would have been very, very weak. That's quite interesting. I'd like to see you, I would like to, have you clean this beach. Like, the beach? Like, yeah. I'll see how well you do, and I'll pick the one who approves the most. So, you spend the rest of your time before the entrance exam, clean the beach, and they clean it like All Might comes in occasionally, every other week to check them out. And, Izuku and, they clean half the beach. And, Izuku, didn't clean all of it, but his training's not done yet. So, he's a little slower because it's taking a lot more because he has weighted gear on because of Izzy, her sister, likes to train Izuku. And he's like, I would expect you to be done by now. It's been like a month or two. And, and Izzy's like, oh, yeah, about that. As, brother, take off the gear. As, he takes off his weighted clothes. He's like, you've been wearing weighted clothes the whole time? And he's like, yes, my sister Tintin has me wear this every day. Doesn't allow me to take it off until, I go in the shower and stuff like that. And he's like, interesting. So that's why you're fit so well. You're quite smart, young lady. He's like, of course I am. Yes, she's a bit cocky about that because she's intelligent. She's like, all right. How about you, continue it? And they do it after one more month, and it gets clean. He's like, very well, very good job, the Midoriyas. Now, I would like to, have you a little competition. As, they do a sparring session with All Might. No, with, brother and sister spar session. He's just judging their combat capabilities. As, as All Might's, like, favoring Izzy, but don't worry, I'm not giving Izzy the, his quirk. So, I already had it. I was already going to have Izuku have the quirk anyways, because it makes a lot more sense, and I don't want to steer way out of canon, so, he has to have a quirk, because, he wouldn't be, that good anyway, so, as he continues, like, very impressed by it, he's like, as All Might offers Izzy the quirk, and she's like, no, I don't want it. He's like, what do you mean? Your power would be far more, like it would be so, like, more advanced than it is now, even though your power is super advanced. And he's like, no, All Might, my brother deserves a whole lot more. He's wanted to be a hero his whole life. He's the only reason I applied to UA in the first place. So he's like, very well. What you say, young man? Will you be my successor? He's like, yes,